Hi, this is Glen Colello at Catch a Healthy Habit Cafe in West Haven, Connecticut on 487A Campbell Avenue. Connecticut's hub for raw food, the only all raw food cafe in Connecticut. Juices, smoothies, raw chocolate, salads, soups, all kinds of amazing stuff, events, raw prep classes, just really off the charts as far as energy. We opened on February 3rd and just having an absolutely amazing time. So again, Catch a Healthy Habit Cafe, and I'm lucky enough to have Frank Giglio with us today. Frank is recently from Connecticut and used to be the chef at Foodworks. The last 10 months of his journey was spent at the Tree of Life in Patagonia, Arizona, working with and around Gabriel Cousins. So we're going to spend a few minutes with Frank and hear about some of the awesome stuff that he's been through. So Frank, just share with us and the audience here at YouTube a little bit about your journey and your highlights of the last 10 months being in at the Tree of Life.
Okay. All right. Well, the Tree of Life is a beautiful community down in Patagonia, about an hour south of Tucson, and it's located in the high mountains, about 20 minutes from the Mexican border. What's really special is that there's a community of about 30 people that live and work there, and we get to see so many different people coming in and going through amazing transformations. And you have some people who have been raw foodists for 10 years and just want to go do a fast, or you get some people with diabetes. You know, Gabriel just put out the book, There is a Cure for Diabetes, and you see people who have been insulin dependent for maybe 15 years, and they're coming here for 21 days or less, or even more, and finding that they no longer need insulin. And just by changing their diet and getting a more active lifestyle and meditating and doing yoga, that they could take responsibility for themselves and change their entire life.
Yeah.
Know that they don't need the insulin to control their lives.
Yeah.
So that was the greatest thing, to see people just really take their health into their own hands. But as a live food instructor, it was a beautiful thing to work with 10 to 12 different apprentices every 10 weeks and just watch them grow from people with some experience to very little experience, get to help them and give them the training they need to really take this out to the world. Gabriel often says that we are a beacon of light, and our goal is to shine the light out to the world. So giving people the tools and the knowledge to go out and really start to inform, give the information out to the public is a beautiful thing, and it's very empowering to the individual.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And you're also an avid exerciser, an avid runner. And can you tell us a little bit, now that you're back in Connecticut, what you're up to and what's happening in mid-July?
Sure.
And what you're about to embark on? For me, it's a little bit difficult to understand. So let me try and hear it in this
Okay.
in this format.
Well, basically, I am in training for the Vermont 100. 100 meaning miles, and it's a foot race. So I will be running on July 18th and 19th, 100 miles straight.
That's 2 days. You'll be running over the length of 2 days.
Yeah.
Most of us are used to the 5Ks, even the marathons, where you're anywhere from 20 minutes to 3 hours, but we're talking 2 days here.
Yeah,
So.
you have basically there's a 30-hour time limit. I'm hoping that that I train well enough and I'm feeling good that I could do it under 24 hours. So it only takes me a day, but basically it's not a point-to-point race, so you're not running from one place to another, but you're doing some kind of loops. But basically you start and at about 6 in the morning, and you go for 100 miles.
Wow.
And it's a non-stop event. There's you're allowed, after 70 miles, you're allowed a crew member who could come and pace you for the last 30 miles if you want. But basically you're eating on the run. You do have to go to certain checkpoints and get weighed in by medical doctors. There's a certain amount of ultra running events that they do have medical teams there, and you have to get weighed in, that if you do lose a certain percentage of your weight over time, they could pull you out of the race.
Wow.
So just to make sure, as a health precaution, that
Sure.
people are getting in enough
Yeah.
nutrition, because after a certain amount of time you kind of lose the the
Yeah.
willingness to want to eat and drink, and especially in July in Vermont, it could get quite humid and hot,
Yeah.
so you got to make sure you get your fluids.
Well, that leads me to my final question for you. To all the runners out there and all the people that are running these races and are eating the goo on the road, and they're doing Gatorades and all kinds of electrolyte sugar drinks. Just talk quickly about some of the consumption that you're going to be taking in along the course of the race.
Okay. Well, basically, what's in all these processed foods that most runners are fueling themselves on, like the Gatorade and goo, is sugar and some types of magnesium or potassium supplement and lots of sugar. And basically, nature provides all that we need to sustain ourselves for 1 day to 2 days to even longer, and give us the endurance that we need. And basically, what I am feeding myself on is a high sugar in the form of fruit, bananas and dates, raisins, soaking a lot of maybe dried fruits, and using that liquid as a base to fuel me. Celery for natural sodium, so if I'm losing the sodium through sweat, I'm getting that in through celery. And coconut water, which coconut water is the highest source of electrolytes known.
Sure.
It could be used as an emergency blood transfusion, and it's just a high-powered fuel source found in nature. And I find that bananas and dates and fruit really give me the power and give me the energy to sustain any run, 1 mile to 30 to 60 to hopefully 100. So
yeah, awesome. Well, just share with the crew how they can stay in touch with you. And I know you're blogging, and I'm sure people are going to be really interested in how you do with the race. So
okay.
Please share your information.
Well, I have email, which is franksfinest@gmail.com, and I have a blog, which is rawfoodfrank.blogspot.com, and that will have most of my training plan and kind of what I've been up to here and there. So
Awesome.
That's a good way to get in touch.
And Frank will also be, in due time, we're scheduling as we speak, a talk, a really live, hour-long talk, question and answer, where he's going to share with the local residents and people who have followed Frank in the past all about his journey in even more detail. So that'll be announced on catchahealthyhabit.com very soon. I want to thank Frank for taking some time out of his schedule today. And also, again, Catch a Healthy Habit Cafe, Connecticut's hub for raw food, located here in West Haven. You can reach us at 203-521-7648 or visit the website at catchahealthyhabit.com. We also have a 2-3 times a week blog that you can connect to from the website as well. So thank you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Hit it, Pam.